Hey everyone, welcome back to the B-Movie Bunker. Today we're looking at 2011's The Awakening, brought to us by Nick Murphy. This is the story of Florence Cathcart. This is 1920s England. She is a skeptic, and she goes around debunking ghost stories and exposing charlatans and frauds in mysticism. She is invited to this boarding school to investigate what is believed to be, by some, a haunting where a young boy has died. And the story revolves around her and her skepticism being challenged and her perception breaking down. I like this one. It's a slower moving film. It has a very slow but a very deliberate pace to it. And I think the acting is very well done in this, particularly Rebecca Hall playing Florence Cathcart. You have the one male teacher who is the one who invites you to school, Dominic West, and the kind of, housekeeper slash kind of, the do-everything person around the school, played by Imelda Staunton, who I've always liked in almost everything she does. I like her a lot as an actress. What I really like about this story is, aside from the fact that I like period pieces. What can I say? I like period pieces, and the 1920s is a time that really does fascinate me. And the setting and the costuming is really well done, and I love the music that they have to score this film. That said, the story itself, now, for a lot of pure horror fans, this is going to be boring. A lot of them are not going to like this film. There's really no gore. There's not a lot in the way of pure horror. It's more suspense and thriller type horror than it is the boo and the jump scares and the scary creatures coming out of the walls, and there's a small amount of that. But for the most part, this is more suspense, and it's about the character of Florence and the way that the film breaks her down as the story goes. I like her character in that she is the skeptic, and she doesn't believe in ghosts and whatnot. She debunks these stories, but there's a part of her as in her character that wishes that the reason she does this is she wishes that she could find some evidence that's true, because having lost someone, to be able to find that little spark that there could be something beyond this life, that there's that possibility that she may meet again, or that she can communicate with that person. And I like the fact that they have this strong, very strong and very outspoken woman, especially for the 1920s. She's not your typical, kind of English, demure, here's the man, here's the woman type of person. She's very outspoken. She speaks her mind. She's very independent. She's very intelligent. And I like the fact that they break her down a bit. Not in the fact that I think strong women need to be broken down, but it's the peeling off the layers and in revealing the character inside, which, while has its weaknesses, it's still a strong character. I mean, every good character, I think, has strengths and weaknesses, and exposing these in the character of Florence, I think, works really well in the story. Now, it's not a perfect film. I think that, while I said it was a slow but deliberate pace, I think that pace gets a little too slow at times. But overall, I didn't complain much. It was not like I was looking at the clock waiting for this one to be done. Scale of 1 to 10, it's, boy, you've had other films kind of on this line that have been a bit more, in your face with it, but this is more withdrawn and subdued. So it's kind of it's like Downton Abbey and The Orphanage. It's like Downton Orphanage. Because you got that kind of, the hoity-toityness of that stiff upper lip, Britain, and then you've got that kind of, that horror with, the young child involved in this ghost story. I like this one a lot. I think it's worth checking out if you like the more suspenseful horror, the boo. I mean, there's no reason you can't like both. So I would check this one out. That's all I've got for this one. Till next time, stay safe out there in the wasteland, folks.